As the leaves put on their little firework display and the nights grow even longer, November is a beautiful and lovely time to be outside. Instead of being negative of the long, cold winter nights, I look forward to it, a time to learn some wholesome skills, to reflect inwardly and spend time with loved ones as well. And what not a better time to spend a few days at the bushcraft camp. It is such a peaceful night tonight, so quiet. I feel like this is so needed, just to be out in the woods. No phone, no social media, just living in the moment, being present. This time of year is so special to me. I think this season is probably my favourite because of just how beautiful it is with the changing leaves and the big shift into winter. So I know that my heart really yearns for these wild places where you can just be yourself, you feel alive and you feel free, and you're not on a screen all day and you're not rushing to a deadline and you're not always in a conversation. You're just amongst nature, and I think that's what's really healthy, that's what's really wholesome. We've got Buster intruding now. Right, so I've just got here, I brought my stuff down and I had to fly the drone like straight away. It is just such a stunning evening and it just is highlighting all the colours and it just looks beautiful. As you can tell, I'm a big fan of this season. So bloody good to be back here. I'm looking forward to doing some wholesome bits and bobs. Tonight I've got to cook in the Dutch oven, which I always love. And it's nice always mixing it up from going on adventures and going off and then coming here, which is sort of like a base camp, a place where you can be grounded. And I guess I like that balance and it's always good to have that. I'm currently wrapped up in my bushcraft Spain blanket. I absolutely love this thing. It's 100% wool and it's perfect for this time of year. It's so warm. Currently sat admiring the beautiful views, how wild this place feels with the abundance of life. Every direction I look, there's living things that resemble strength and resilience. So here I'm sat so small and so insignificant on the grand scheme of things. Instantly your ego crumbles and your soul zaps the zest of life. Never will I sit here with the same thoughts and visions. I would have evolved into a new person with different desires and situations. I love coming here as it always gives me great appreciation for conveniences we take for granted. Gives you time to reflect, which you don't often get in the humdrum of society. As well, it puts everything into perspective. The meaning of life isn't so hard to find. Nature provides the answers you seek. So I'm just in my tent now, and the plan is to sort of tidy it up, sort it out a bit. It's amazing when you leave it for ages how it goes downhill so quickly. So the floor is really covered with loads of crap. I can tell I've had some like mice in here because there's quite a bit of mice poo around, and there's also some mouldy bits and just stuff that needs cleaning up. Just stopped for a little brew break. What I'm doing at the minute is just making a few chopping boards, and I'm just starting with this bit. I didn't really like this bit of wood, it's pine. You're not really meant to use pine for like chopping boards and things, but I'm just gonna go with it. And I've also got a bit of birch, and I'm just gonna make some chopping boards, because you take for granted the conveniences of having a chopping board, having a work surface. And as well as that, at this time of year, the light, like when it gets dark at about 4ish, 4:30 now, that's it. You're like either outside just in the dark or you're tent bound. And I feel like when you're in a house or somewhere with electricity or lighting or like TVs and stuff, you can just, it doesn't change anything. You just flick on a switch and you've got light again, or you got the stimulus of people or TV or just things like that. Where here, when it gets dark, I either just do stuff out here with a head torch or go into the tent, put my wood burner on, which I'll probably do tonight because it is meant to be a bit manky. So it is really, really long nights. And even though it's just started, you really miss the daylight hours, especially when you're outdoors with a lack of electric and lighting. But I guess these times teach you to do something else during them hours. So what I've planned is just to get these chopping boards to a half good state and then just work on them in the tent later on with the wood burner going and make my dinner in there and things like that. But I think back to that, I think winter is just such a good time to reflect. I've always said this, just because you do have them extra hours where when it stays light till 10, you always seem to fill up that time doing things and like changing your whole routine. And I think that's something I kind of struggle with when you go between living in a normal sort of life like we do now in Western society, and then you come here. It's just two different worlds, two different extremes, and you have to completely swap your routine and things you do and your mindset, otherwise it just doesn't work. But anyway, I'm going to crack on, have my brew, and then sort of level this off. As you can see, it's not very level, and then just make it a bit smoother, and then I'll probably sandpaper it when I get some sandpaper from somewhere, so it's just a bit nicer. And then it can always live up here, and it's great if you need to chop vegetables, meat, whatever. And then I'll make another one out of birch, which is going to look a bit nicer. The wood's a bit nicer, it's a bit greener, it's going to be so much easier to work with. So fingers crossed it turns out all right. I've just got back from a walk with Buster, and we walked a little loop nearby, started the fire and got some food on. Tonight on the menu we have got fajitas, which I love. They're just it's just a really easy and nice meal to do. And also I haven't used this cast iron skillet for ages. It's the Phil Company number 10 cast iron skillet and it's amazing. If you look after it, it will last you a lifetime and even more than that. Plan is gonna eat this and crack on with my chopping boards and just get on with them. It's such a lovely evening. Quite chilly though, you definitely can tell it's drops. That's why when you got this going, it is so luxury. It's really nice. And the white liner. Right, that's me done. I am so hungry now, so I'm looking forward to this. I have literally just been whittling away and enjoying just being around the wood burner. My dinner was gorgeous, absolutely loved it. I realised while I was filming, when I looked back, that I had all like sauce in my hair when I was talking to the camera, having a mare. Anyway, all set up now. I've got a Corinthia sleeping bag, I got my Petromax wool blanket as my pillow and my Bushcraft Spain wool blanket on top. I will definitely not need all of this because that sleeping bag goes down to really low temps. And then I'm just sleeping on a cot bed. And that's my setup, pretty cushy. Good morning. How blessed have I been with the weather? It's absolutely stunning again, which is so fortunate. It is a little bit chillier this morning, that's why I've put this around me. And I'm just gonna sit out here, have my coffee, the usual routine. Today I'm going back, unfortunately, and I'm leaving just because I need to do some work and edit this video and get on with stuff. I used to edit up here and I don't know, it's so hard editing in such a beautiful place where you want to do things and go for walks and look at things, and it's so distracting. So that's why four walls do help, because you can't see anything else and you're solely just looking at a screen, which is quite sad because here and when you're on trips you're used to seeing for miles and so far that your eye can see a long way, where when you're in a sort of town or a estate or a house, your eye vision becomes a lot shorter. Buster slept really well and he's currently just over there staring at things and looking for little mice, I think he does, but so sweet. He is such great company, and you don't realise how amazing dogs are just for company, because they're always there. And even though they don't speak, their presence and the way they go about things is so entertaining and just really nice company. They have a way of talking, but it's a different sort of communication, and it's really lovely. You now see why the quote, "Dog is a man's best friend," is true. Man, woman, whatever you want to be. So I have packed up, I put the flue down as you can see, and just been sorting out and taking things back up to the car. As you can see, I was using different toothpaste and I've been trying this stuff. I'm not sponsored or anything, I bought loads of things. But yeah, it's basically like organic, really natural toothpaste. And I think I've just got into this really, buying more natural products, because you look at the back of the label of stuff and you realise the chemicals and stuff that you've never even heard of that's put into our soaps, our shampoos, our toothpastes, etc. And I guess because I'm still fairly young now, if I started now and continued, I think that would have a better effect on me later on, because you look around and there's so many diseases and illnesses, and you must question why that is compared to how we used to live and what we used to use. So we would always either not use soap or we'd use natural things. So I have bought natural soaps, natural shampoos, and that toothpaste, and natural like roll-on deodorant with hardly anything in it. So I'm obviously not going to smell as nice as you would, but then we shouldn't really, because it's all chemicals and things that you're not meant to rub into your skin or rub into your teeth and into your mouth every day for 365 days a year for the rest of your life. You could argue, yeah, but you just ate not organic vegetables or chicken last night. And I guess it's a slow process. You shouldn't just start at once, and every little thing helps. And obviously the way we live is changed and different, but I think on the whole I spend a lot of time outside and doing wholesome and natural things. But yeah, I think it all adds up, and it's whatever you want to do. But whether I do go on a trip, I doubt I'll be carrying that big jar of paste, and I probably will convert back for a couple of days. But yeah, that is my process, and I just wanted to share that because I share my whole life on YouTube pretty much. But we will see how it goes, and I'll give you an update and see how long it lasts. What a great couple of nights here yet again. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all my patrons for supporting me endlessly, and they are all in the description box below. I will see you soon. Take care, and I will see you on next week's video.